What is up, everyone? Raire here, and welcome to Dirty Bomb. So today we're going to be talking about some of the changes that will be arriving with the new patch that should hit in a couple of days, the Mofa patch. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't really know. I actually really don't know who came up with that name, but if that's how you pronounce it, that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, for this video, I will be talking about Underground, as that was the map that I was assigned. But I like to mention, in general, I am really happy about the changes that are coming up with the next patch. The Mofa patch! I'm sorry. Basically, for those of you who are curious about the changes that are going to be arriving with the patch, all of the maps of Dirty Bomb have received graphical improvements, performance updates, and balancing changes. In fact, I'm actually really jealous at the YouTuber who got to review the changes for Chapel, because in my personal opinion, that was the map that got the best makeover. Just to give you guys a peek, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do this, here is a comparison of Chapel as it is right now in the live version, and here's how it is after the patch goes live. You can't deny that that looks quite nice actually. It looks like one of those before and after commercials. The difference is amazing. So yeah. Anyway, Underground has also received the same treatment as Chapel, though to a smaller degree. And the first thing you may notice when you jump onto the map is how the colors for Underground are now a bit warmer. Before, the map to me felt like it was covered with a screen of blue, and as a result I kind of found it hard to play on Underground without burning out my eye sockets after an hour of playing. Now everything is somewhat softer, which means I actually don't have to use the color grading command that I always use before I play on Underground. And I should mention, if you feel the same as me, you know, if you feel like a map color is too blue or too orange in the live version currently, you can go into your console and type in color grading 2, and that will give you a close representation of the color changes that are coming with the Mofa patch. Again, I'm sorry for that. I don't know. I thought it was really funny, okay, the way they named it. Anyway, on Underground, it might be on an elevated level. For some reason, when you use that command on Underground, everything turns really brown. But for other maps, when you use the command color grading 2, it should be closer to what you see when the patch actually hits and when the maps get updated. Now, in terms of performance for Underground, you should be getting more frames when the patch goes live. When I ran Dirty Bomb on max settings, I got 150 frames per second for the live version and 160 frames per second on the private test server. Of course, this is on my computer, and as a result, the impact of the patch will be different on your PC. But overall, you should see an improvement in frames per second and frame rate stability. And if you don't, my personal advice at that point would be to get yourself a new computer. There's only so much optimization that can be done after all. Not to mention it's 2016, so it's kind of time to upgrade. So yeah, when the patch hits and you don't see an improvement in your performance, I think it's probably time to take advantage of those Black Friday sales and Christmas sales that are coming up. Anyhow, moving along, let's actually talk about some of the physical changes for Underground that will be affecting gameplay. First off, the map didn't get any dramatic makeovers. It's still the same chaotic filled map that you all know and love. I say that sarcastically because if you've ever played on an 8v8 server on Underground, it's no. It's horrible. But yeah, the first renovation that you probably notice on Underground will be inside the first objective of the map. The tall glass cabinets that used to rest inside the plant zone have now been filled in with shorter non-see-through cabinets that can be easily jumped over. And balance wise, this means that it's a lot easier for both teams to assault and retreat from that corner. Before, if you wanted to flush anyone out behind those cabinets, you kind of had to throw a very good nade or shoot them through the glass. Now, with the shorter cabinets, you can just rest that position if you want. Not to mention, the enemy can also easily escape once a nader starts throwing down explosives. Because if you're behind those cabinets and there was a nader on the roof, you were kind of screwed once she started spamming. But now you can just sort of jump over the cabinets and exit through the doors. The next change after that would be for the semicircle corridor, this corridor, where all of the glass on the roof of this corridor have been removed. According to Splash Damage, this was to improve performance, which it did. But I want to mention the gameplay aspects of this change, where if you're playing as Skyhammer, Artie, or Kara, you don't have to worry about shooting out the glass anymore before using your airstrike abilities. Before, the glass, when it was still there, it kind of acted as an object that denied those mercenaries' abilities from working because it was still considered a roof, even if it was destructible. Now you don't actually have to go into the hassle of shooting the glass out anymore. You can actually just throw your abilities willy-nilly. Although I like to say that with those particular mercenaries, Skyhammer, Artie, and Kira, they kind of play a niche role on Underground, so don't expect a massive increase in your KDR ratio just because of this change. That's kind of just wishful thinking. Another change that I felt worth mentioning in detail is the fact that the elevator spot that everyone loves to camp in for the second stage of Underground has now been filled in. It's a pretty amazing change in my personal opinion, considering how long this exploit has been there. For those of you who don't know, basically you could actually sit in that corner, watch the dots of the elevator, and when the dots disappear, you knew that someone was riding the elevator. And as a result, it made it very easy to basically shoot someone as they were coming out of the door and kill them before they actually knew what hit them. Now with this change, with the fact that everything has been filled in, you can still camp the elevator. You know, you can still put down mines, you can still put down turrets, but at least you won't have that advantage of, hey, there's an enemy coming, I should get ready. And as a result, it actually lets the attacker have a bit more of an advantage when it comes to traveling down those elevators. Not that I think you should be doing that, considering it's still a trap hole, you know, proxy mine in front of the door and you're kind of screwed. So yeah, but it is a change that I felt worth mentioning in detail because, as I said before, everyone uses that freaking spot, and it's actually quite annoying if you're on the attacking team and you get repeatedly killed every time you try to go down the elevator. But yeah, from there are only minor changes that I want to mention now. They're still equally important, but in my opinion, they don't greatly affect gameplay as much as the other changes that I mentioned before. So I'm just going to rattle them off and hope that you guys catch them. So on the first objective of Underground on the roof, several gaps have been filled in, which allowed attackers to shoot down on defenders without being seen. Those gaps have now been removed so that the attackers don't have an unfair advantage. This particular table inside the plant zone of the first objective has had its collision smoothed out, allowing people to jump over it more easily, although the model is still the same. This sign that says Silver Line has been removed for consideration of long jumping defenders to avoid giving them concussions.
Mine deployed.
Some more gaps have been filled in, one being near the ceiling next to the second objective, and the other being the containers near the elevator. Also, this particular gap on the second objective has been enlarged, so now it's no longer a pico, it's more like a glory hole, although I don't think I was allowed to say that. And some new decals as well as a new appearance for the generators have also been included for the patch as well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it informative. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, and as always, remember to be considerate and exit through the back door. Bye!